special guest Santa Claus. I'm Erin, and I work in TCEA's membership department. We are a nonprofit organization that supports the use of technology in the classroom. And we've been working with St. Nick for many years. Today, Santa is actually in our building to learn about some new apps that he can use for delivering toys or that his elves might use in the workshop. And while he's here, he's happily agreed to talk with you, read one of his favorite stories, and answer a few of your questions. So sit back and listen carefully, because Santa may even call some of you by name. Welcome to TCEA, Santa.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We are so thrilled to have you here to meet with some of your fans.
I'm glad to be here. I have been asked to read a story, and we found one called Peter Rabbit. It's called A Christmas Wish. It was Christmas Eve, and it was snowing and all silent in the woods, except in the burrow where the four little bunnies lived. Now the bunnies were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and of course, Peter Rabbit. The pages don't want to turn today. As you can see, now each of the bunnies were hanging up their stockings, but each one of them thought they want something special, so they made a wish. Flopsy would like a toy. Doesn't matter which one, she just liked a toy. Mopsy wants a tea set. Cottontail wants a train. Peter Rabbit, he wants radishes. The biggest, sweetest radishes he can find. Mama Bunny is telling all of them it is time for bed. Now they all crawled into their bed. Close your eyes tight, whispered Mrs. Bunny. Santa Claus comes only when every little bunny is fast asleep. Peter shut his eyes and wished for sleep to come. But then he heard a creak, creak, and he thought, is that Santa Claus? And he peeped outside his room. But it was only Mrs. Rabbit. So Peter went back to bed and laid down, trying very hard to fall asleep. Suddenly, there was a thump, thump. Maybe that's Santa Claus, he thought. So he ran again. Oh, well, it was only Cottontail's ball rolling under the bed. So Peter picked it up, put it away, and climbed back into the bed. Just as Peter was starting to doze off, there came a tap, tap. Peter thought again, oh, that's got to be Santa Claus. And he went to the window to see. But it was only a branch knocking against the window in the wind. Peter couldn't sleep at all. He left his bed and walked around the tree looking at all the twinkling lights. Maybe Santa Claus won't come because I can't go to sleep, he thought. But slowly, finally, laying down right by the tree, his eyelids started to close. Peter had the best Christmas Eve ever. When his tummy was, well, we must have, yes we did, we missed a page there. Sorry about that. The next thing Peter knew, sunlight was streaming into the windows of his burrow. And Santa Claus had brought everyone exactly what they wished for. A toy for Flopsy, a train for Cottontail, a tea set for Mopsy, and 3 enormous radishes for Peter. Now we'll go back to the page. Peter had the best Christmas ever. He decided to eat some of the radish, and when he was full of Christmas treats and radishes, he struggled up to Mrs. Rabbit, up to the fire. Has anyone ever seen Santa Claus, he asked. Certainly, said his mama. He comes only when every little bunny is fast asleep. But Peter didn't hear. He was fast asleep himself already. I like that one.
Santa, how's everything going up at the North Pole right now?
Oh, the North Pole's busy. We have a few snow flurries that come up. Not bad. Sometimes we get a little bit of snow, sometimes we get a lot. I like a lot myself. We did have a snowball fight the other day. I lost. But anyway, we had to get some new computers. We decided we needed to update. I got me a new iPad. I get to try this thing out by getting people to ask me questions.
How's Mrs. Claus? We haven't heard from her in a little bit.
Mrs. Claus stays busy. First off, she's got to keep me in cookies and brownies and milk. And then we have 5 or 6 new elves come in we're training. We have some 120 reindeer we're teaching how to get around and fly. And Rudolph got a cold.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's got it last a little bit, but he's over it now.
Oh, good. We want him in good shape for Christmas night.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
What have you seen on a lot of lists this year?
A lot of the lists, the young ladies want Hatchables, and they're pretty neat. But then we've had quite a few that want the hovercrafts, the drones. Oh, those things are fantastic to fly. I flew one the other day and flew it over the buildings just to look at everything. Let's see. The next thing they would like to have, some of them want these dinosaurs. And I've seen some of those in the shop, and they look real. Even though they're little bitty things, they look so real. Well, let me see here. Dawson, you want to know where I was born? My goodness. I was born at home. And I guess you want to know where that's at. That's the North Pole. Let's see what else we have here. And Dawson, you're with the Crum Early Education Center. I like that place in Texas. That's pretty good. I like Texas, but sometimes it's too hot. I have to get comfortable here. All right, let's see. Always have problems with the newfangled stuff that doesn't want to work exactly right. We're testing out this new one.
Uh-oh, let me give it a little poke for you.
All right, appreciate
I'll
it.
get that up and going.
See, I have Aloysius, and I have Fred, and I have Archibald and Cherise sitting here doing the IT stuff. And Miss Erin is here at TCEA. I always get that mixed up. She's here helping me out. I did have somebody ask me the other day how old I was. Well, let me see. I'll show you. This is my driver's license. And my driver's license says I was born February 5th of the year 270. Okay, well, somebody's asking me how old I am. I already answered that question. How long does it take to get you from the North Pole to Texas? Limo at Frost Elementary School at Lamar. It takes me less than an hour. If I use the sleigh and the reindeers, What chores do you do to get ready for Christmas? Asked Miss Garcia's second grade class in Sugar Land. I like that place. What chores do I do? Well, I have people do a lot of chores, but I sit there and I help Mrs. Claus by cleaning up the kitchen. And then I'll go out to the stables and help feed the reindeer and things like that, plus a lot of manual work around the stable and stuff. And we got one from Jada Ware from the Coolidge Elementary School. How is Rudolph doing? Rudolph's doing pretty good. He was sick there for a little bit. He got a cold. His nose wasn't so bright, but he's doing a lot better. He'll be well. What we have here is the kindergarten English class from Scarlet Heart School. What do you feed the reindeer? Well, let me see. I feed the reindeer carrots, celery, oats, and a special ingredient called fairy dust. That's so they can fly. Oh, I see. You want to know why they can fly? I just answered that, didn't I? How do you keep track of all the children who will be on the nice list and the naughty list? This is from Lewis L. from Harrington Elementary School. We keep track by using computers. We have probably about 40 different computers for the nice list and about 40 computers for the naughty list. But lately, not as many people on that naughty list. I only found one new one lately. Well, we do check. And on my iPad, which I have an app that does the checking for me when I get with the children. Now we have from Joseph from White Oak and Middle School. I can't talk today. Let me get a drink here. Hold on a second. Thank you for bearing with me. How many elves do you have from Joseph? Well, let's see. First off, you have to understand there is one elf for every single person, no matter how old or how young. Second, there's 47,632 elves. They get all the information from those elves that are watching each person. And those elves get the information to Fred, and let's see, Fred, Clarice, Charlotte, and Mary get all that information, and they load it up in the computer. Then it's given to me. Luciana M. from Oak Park Elementary School just wanted to share how much she really likes you. Oh my goodness, I love that. Luciana, I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Do you like delivering presents? Calissa V. from Heritage Elementary School in Southside. Do I like it? Yes, I do. Very much so. I enjoy it so much that I do it every year, at least once a year. Always on Christmas Eve. Let me see a minute here. I did go one place. I was up in Norway. I couldn't get into the front door, and they didn't have a fireplace. You know what I did? Knocked on the window until somebody showed up. Mama came to the window, and I hid. She opened up the window, and she left, so I crawled in the window. I think I scared everybody. What is your favorite kind of cookie? I have two. I have chocolate chip, and I have peanut butter. Are the two most favorite cookies. But I keep looking over here at all these cookies and keep wanting to get into them. They look good. All right, Joshua, I appreciate that question about the cookies. Mrs. Brown's class at Lexington Elementary School. How do you make it all around the world in one night? Magic. And I can't tell you anything else about that. It's magic. Because I can't explain magic. Oh, I hear the reindeers. They're getting nervous and restless up there. Is Rudolph still guiding your sleigh? Asked Remy F. from Shreve Island Elementary School in Shreveport. Shreveport's a nice place. Yes, he is. He's getting up there in age, and I think Rudolph the third may come in, but right now Rudolph is the one that guides my sleigh, and the only one. Of course, sometimes he doesn't fly right. How soon after Christmas do you begin preparing for the following Christmas? Isaac A. from Ferris Elementary. Let me see here. Let's see. We deliver presents on the 24th at midnight. We finish usually by 1 o'clock on the 25th. And by 8 o'clock on the 25th, 8 o'clock at night on the 25th, we start for the next year. We only take one day off each week, and that's Sunday. What is your favorite Christmas movie? Oh, all of them. There is no favorite. They're all fantastic. Elmo, thank you. I appreciate that. Pete's from the Notre Dame Special School in Dallas, Texas. Hey, Dallas was cold the other day. I almost went up there. How long have you and Mrs. Claus been married? Oh, I shouldn't say. I hope she's not listening. We have been married for 184 years. But don't let her know. I wasn't supposed to tell anybody. That's from Mrs. Hall's 5th grade class. Thank you. At McKinney, Texas. And Leah G. from Moore Elementary. I appreciate the question, but don't let Mrs. Claus know. Jonathan from Forest Vista Elementary. And you want to know what my sleigh is made of? It is made of Christmas tree wood. And then we have the lights on there, and we have the fairy packages and the fairy dust. We have to keep all that together. I have, let me see, 15 elves that take care of my sleigh. Yep, 15, because I just hired another one. The elves built the sleigh, Max. Yeah, the elves build my sleigh. They always do, and they always have. We've gone through 2 of them. We wrecked one of them a few years back. We were flying over, where was it? Finland, I believe it was. And we were flying too low, and we ran into one of those igloo type things. All right, and then, I tell you what, Kristen, how you doing? Maddox, both of you from White Oak. I want to say hi to you. You have a good day. All right. Oh, here we go. It always gets slower. That's why I call it a computer. Will you still be able to get to us if we are in a different home because of Hurricane Harvey? Jason, the answer to that is most definitely yes. No matter where you're at, I will find you. That's a promise. And besides that, all that water is not good for your homes, is it? My feet are getting numb there for a second. Oh, I like this one. Mrs. Malone and Mrs. Miller's classes at Bluebonnet. We want to know how your reindeer adjusts to the different temperatures around the world. Well, that's so easy to answer. If we go someplace hot, like here in Texas, we'll bring a bag of snow with us, and that way the reindeers can cool off. When we go to Norway, Finland, up north, Greenland, places that got a lot of snow, we have blankets. If we get cold, we have blankets. Tasha P. from White Oak Middle School. You want to know what my favorite color is? My favorite color is red. That's a good question, though. How has Christmas and children changed from when you delivered presents long ago? From Mrs. James' 2nd grade class at Hearn Elementary School. Well, let's see. A long time ago, We used to hand make all the toys out of wood. We used Christmas tree wood, elm trees and stuff like that. Now, we have updated and updated until we have iPads, telephones, computers, hatchables, dinosaurs that talk. That surprised me the first time I ever saw one. I saw that dinosaur sitting on the table, and one of the elves looked at me and just kind of winked at another elf and started moving and talking. It scared me. Oh well. What happens if you get sick on? No, Caleb G, I am not getting sick on Christmas Eve. No, thank you. Now we have one Miss Nevitt's second grade class in Rosie City. What do the elves do on the weekends? Well, we party on Saturday, and Sunday we take off, and they can do basically what they want. If they go to church, if they go to synagogues, if they go wherever they want to go, they can go. Then we all have a dinner together. We'll all go to the Great House. We'll put probably maybe 2,000-3,000 elves in the building with us, and we'll have dinner. Then when they're through, we clean up, and the next group comes in. So we get dinner probably 3 or 4 times on Sundays. What we have here is Mrs. Kirkhart's class at Eustis Primary School. Do you have a drone that flies around to help you see if the kids are being nice? I have a drone that I fly, but not for checking the children, no sir. What we have is elves tell us how the kids are doing. If they're doing naughty or if they're doing nice. They let me know. They use a computer, that's for sure. Now we have Brian C. from Alba Golden Elementary School. He wants to know, are there houses in the North Pole besides yours? Yes, there is. I have my house. We have houses for each of the elves if they want it. We have a stable. We have a barn. We keep the food for the reindeers. And we have the cookhouse. Well, we have probably about 20 to 25 different houses there. Bryson M. in Mrs. Mary's class at Vernon Elementary School. Do you like vegetables? Yes, I do. What is your favorite? Oh, well, spinach. Cooked good, it is fantastic to eat. Do I lift weights? And how else could you carry all those presents at one time? From Jessica G. Weatherford ISD. Lift weights every once in a while, but not enough. And to carry the presents all at one time, that's an easy one. Each of the bags that I have is magic. It has elf and fairy dust on them. That way I can put all the presents in there I want, and I can carry it. That's a good question, though. Oh, we got Elsa L. from Jubilee Brownsville Academy. How you doing? What upgrades in technology have you used that are extra helpful in getting all around the world? My iPad. I have found that it is becoming the best thing I've had. We had an iPad. I have an iPad. Aloysius has a Samsung Galaxy, and each of the other elves can have whichever one they choose, and we use them. And I've had to learn to use them, and it's awful hard. What is your favorite animal? Oh my goodness, what is your favorite animal? Avery, you ought to know that by now. Reindeers. That's my favorite animal because that's the ones I have. Of course I have. Oh, I have 2 dogs, 2 cats. I have a hamster, 3 mice, a gopher. I have 2 pigs. And we have a snake too. Oh, let's see what we hear. Students at the Silver Creek Elementary in Hazel, Texas, and Ms. Varner's first grade class. I want to know, do you use a map or Google Maps or GPS to travel? I haven't, but the elves keep trying to make me. The only thing I usually use is my head. Well, we have here Arden V from Moore Elementary School in Pasadena ISD. Can any of my elves be on the naughty list? Yes, they can, especially when they get out there and start throwing those snowballs too hard and hitting me with them. I'll put them on that naughty list. But they don't last on there long. I don't think any of them's ever lasted more than maybe 10 minutes. Oh, we have Madison from Habernack Elementary School in Lamar. I probably mispronounced that one. They want to know who wraps the presents. The elves do. Mrs. Claus supervised that. She definitely does that. She always has. She wants to make sure that it's done right. How high can your sleigh go from Mason from White Oak? Don't know. I only go so high. I hate to run into airplanes, so I don't even try to get up that high. I guess one of you days I will try and see. Alfred might know. I'll have to ask him one day. That's a good question. Thank you, Mason. I appreciate that. Let's see what we got next. Oh, Callahan TV at Callahan High School. Do elves get placed on a career path? They don't want a career path. They sit there and they do what they're doing and they love their jobs. If they want to do something else, yes, we can move them over. We do that a lot. But most of them just want to sit there and either make certain toys, or they want to work with a reindeer, or they want to work with a sleigh. But they can, I guess, they can move anytime they want. What do we have here from Lewis V. from McKinnon Elementary School in the Santa Rita Union School District? Oh, you are most welcome, Lewis. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for writing back and letting me know. All right, let's see what else we got next here. You know, I was sitting there thinking, maybe we ought to start a career path for the elves. I don't know if they'd even want it. All right, Mrs. Heickenbin's group at the Burks Elementary School. I know I'm mispronouncing. McKinney ISD and Sarah T. from Independence Elementary would like to know what is my favorite book and why. You know, I really don't know if I have a favorite book. I have read probably 400 or 500 Christmas books. And I really and truly don't think I have a favorite. I'll enjoy every one. And I do hate to say this, but this is probably going to have to be the last question. Jacoby P. from La Vega Primary. I like soccer. Do you like to? Oh, yes, I do. My only problem is my feet are so big, but I like playing soccer. I really do. And I wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas, and thank you very much for these questions.
Santa, thank you so much.
Yes,
I am
ma'am.
so happy that you came here and took the time to talk to us today. I know all of our kids and teachers and families are excited, and it meant a lot to me that you came and everybody that joined in. We wish you safe travels back to the North Pole and a big Texas hello to Mrs. Claus
What
and
is
to the
that?
elves.
Wait a minute. What is that? Howdy, y'all.
Howdy, y'all.
There you go.
Woo!
Howdy,
Kids,
y'all.
You can say it too. Howdy, y'all. To Mrs. Claus. Teachers and families, we have recorded this chat with Santa, and we'll have it on our website at www.tcea.org in case you want to watch it again with your family. Merry Christmas to all
Merry
of you.
Christmas.